Welcome to Align Christ-Centered Yoga. My name is Linda, and I'm going to be guiding you through your practice today. Today we are going to do a neck and shoulder release practice. Many of us hold a lot of tension there, so it'll be a practice of really just letting go. As I was thinking about that, I was drawn to a story that John shares in chapter 6 of his book. And the disciples have come off of a crazy week. They've been through a terrifying storm. They've seen Jesus walk on water. They have been asked to feed thousands of people with just a couple loaves of bread, a few fish. And then Jesus makes this radical and very disturbing statement, "I am the bread of life." And many of the people that were following Jesus left him after this. So, from John chapter 6, verse 67. So Jesus said to the 12, "Do you want to go away as well?" Simon Peter answered him, "Lord, to whom shall we go? You have the words of eternal life, and we have believed and have come to know that you are the Holy One of God." And in this statement, where else would we go? You are God. Peter is totally surrendering no matter what happens, the storms, the work, the suffering, full surrender. In his book, Grace Through Addiction, John Z. writes this: "The truth is that when the ability to let go finally arrives, it will come from frustration and exhaustion rather than virtue." While this may sound pessimistic, it's not. The primary obstacles to letting go are the now familiar problems of selfishness and our delusions of grandeur. Being rid of these is deflating, but accepting the truth of our own limitations is, in fact, immensely life-giving and freeing. So today, to whom shall we go? If you have a block, a blanket, some kind of a prop, elevate your hips just a bit. Find your sitting bones there underneath the hips. Begin to shift a little right to left, front and back. Settle in. You can cross the legs comfortably in front of you. You can also draw them behind you, just bending at the knees, feet at your side. Go ahead and draw the shoulders all the way up to your ears. Take a deep breath in. As you're ready, exhale, release. Again, shoulders rise up. Exhale, release. One more time, shoulders rise. Exhale, release. Notice where your elbows are. Can you drop them directly underneath the shoulders? Just as if you had no bones, tendons, ligaments holding on. You're just a skeleton here. Elbows drawing underneath the shoulders, hands softly on the legs. Closing your eyes, begin to let all of the things of the world go. Expectations, commitments, material things, relationships. For the moment, set it all aside, creating space for an hour with Jesus. Begin to notice your breath. Begin to deepen and lengthen the breath. Inhaling down the body, inhale fully into the lungs, the rib cage, the diaphragm muscle in the belly. And exhale, drawing the belly in, softening the ribcage, emptying the lungs. So continue here, breathing in, breathing out, feeling the breath move up and down the body. Feel the tension begin to leave the muscles. Create a little more space, front to back, side to side. Invite the Holy Spirit to guide your practice today, to guide your thoughts, to guide your movement, to help you release and let go. Notice the response of your body. Where do you feel tight, tense, or stuck? As you move through your practice today, direct breath into those places. Begin to combine movement with breath. So as you inhale, lead with breath. Draw the arms up and overhead. Exhale, palms come down. So as you begin to move your arms up and down, can you push up from those muscles underneath the arms? Exhale, draw those arms down. 2 more times here, arms reach up, arms pull down. Can the arms just float? No tension in those shoulders. As you're ready, let the hands come down to the mat. Gently tuck the chin. As the head comes forward, let it grow heavy. Can you keep the shoulders back and aligned? Stay anchored in those sitting bones. And then just gently draw the right shoulder to your ear. Chin forward, left shoulder to ear. Back and forth here a few times. What's going on in your neck today? Can you feel this all the way down the back and into the shoulders? Next time the ear comes to that right shoulder, leave it there. Make a number 8 with your nose. Explore everything going on in your neck on this side. And then settle into the stretch. And maybe this is enough for you. Notice, are you starting to shrug the shoulder up towards the ear? Can you keep the shoulder dropped? Maybe that opposite arm walks away just a little bit. Maybe that right arm reaches up and over just barely above that ear. Gentle guide into a slightly deeper stretch. So work with tension and never struggle. Tension is the catalyst for release and change. Struggle impedes it. Let the hand come down, gently bring the chin to the chest. Take a deep breath in as the arms come up, draw the gaze up. As the hands come down, tuck the chin. Left ear to left shoulder. Settling in here, again, draw that figure 8 with your nose. Find it, breathe in, breathe out. Maybe that's enough. Begin to drop that left shoulder. Maybe walk the right fingertips away from the body. And if you want just a little more, raise that right arm up, keep the shoulder low, and gently draw the ear a little closer to the shoulder with your hand. As you're ready, release. The arm comes down. Deep breath in. As the hands come up, draw the gaze up. Exhale, hands come down to the side, bow the head. Inhaling, bring Bring the head back up, arms out to the side. Exhale into a seated cat. Draw the belly in, round the shoulders. Exhale, palms come to the back, open up into a cow. Collarbone rises, a little bit of a back bend. It's starting right at the base of your shoulder blades there. So exhale into cat, inhale into cow. Keep the arms a little bit lower than your shoulders. Next time the arms come forward, stay here. Cross the hands opposite each other, crossing the wrists, palms facing in towards each other, thumbs down. Reach the fingertips towards me, come into that cat. Gently draw the right shoulder forward and then tilt it up just a bit. Look underneath that arm. Release, come to center. Keep the palms where they are. Raise those arms up and overhead. Exhale, unwind the arms and come into a twist. Right arm reaching across that left leg. Stay here for a breath. Begin to find your twist. Maybe wrapping those abdominal muscles around towards the back a little bit more. Maybe the gaze coming back, chin towards that back shoulder. Again, work with your own range of motion, tension, but never struggle. As you're ready, release. Come center. Turn the palms across the wrists, palms in towards each other, but the opposite direction this time. Opposite arm on top. It might feel awkward. Exhale into cat. The head draw down. Slowly draw that left shoulder forward. Raise it up. Look underneath. Can you find release in the upper back all the way across the shoulder blade on that left side? As you're ready, release, arms rise up. Exhale, come into a twist on the other side, left arm across right leg. Inhale, length, exhale. Just notice where the body naturally landed. And then 2 more breaths, maybe moving into a deeper twist. Can you draw the muscles of the chest behind you? Anchor through those abdominal muscles. As you're ready, release and come center. If you have props, bring them forward. Meet me in table. Fingers are spread wide, knees are underneath the hips, feet behind. Begin to reach fingertips forward, feet back. Notice where your spine is and begin to find a neutral position. So if you tend to overarch your back, maybe you flatten out slightly. If you tend to round your shoulders, maybe draw those shoulder blades back a bit more. Find the length here. Find cat as you exhale, cow as you inhale. 2 more times here. Meet me back in table. Find neutral position of the spine and then draw the hips back into child and moving into table and back into child. Find your breath again. Inhale table, exhale child. 2 more times here. Staying in child, if you have a prop, bring it forward and bring your wrists to the front edge of the prop. Let the fingers come down towards the mat and let your head drop between your arms. Just notice the sensations in the upper back, in the shoulder girdle. Begin to draw shoulder blades down and back. Soften the body, draping over the knees. Let the hands relax. One more breath here. And press into the hands, rise up. Move the prop out of the way. Take the hands behind you, palms down, tops of the hands down, backs of the hands down. And then with the palms up, curl the fingers in, make a fist, and draw the wrist down into the mat as the hand curls towards the shoulders. As you're ready, release. Let those hands just relax down. Take a breath there. As you're ready, bring the hands forward, reaching the arms forward. Let the forearms come heavy into the mat. And rise up into a kneeling plank. So come forward into kneeling plank. Anchor through the abdominals. Find that line across the hips, from hip to hip, the transverse abdominals. And then bringing elbows straight up towards the sky, tricep press as you come down to the mat. Bring the forearms to the side of the mat, fingers spread wide, pressing through the feet. Inhale up, Sphinx, exhale down. 2 more times here. And 1 more. Settle into Sphinx pose, pushing the floor away with the forearms, with the feet. Engage the abdominals and just notice, is your head starting to sink into the shoulders? Can you draw the shoulders wide, down, and back? How much space can you find across your chest? 1 more breath here. Exhale, release. Hands to the rib cage, draw back to child. Taking a deep breath in, rise up into kneeling mountain. Exhale, bring your right leg in front of you, hands down to either side of the foot. Curl the toes under in the back and begin to just drop and lift that back knee. And then as you're ready, extend that back leg up to the sky. So the leg extends up in the back, sink into that front hip. Go ahead and raise that right arm up as you twist. As you bring that arm straight up to the sky, stack the shoulders, drop into that left hip, and then find a bind. Or just start, maybe the hand just comes to that sacrum bone. So give yourself a little support in that back, maybe a slightly deeper twist. And maybe you stay there, or maybe the hand actually reaches around the waist and you find the bind. Deep breath here, again, just opening up across the chest. Are you looking up or down? It doesn't matter which it is, just be intentional. As you're ready, release, cartwheel that arm around. Bring the front foot to the back, find plank. Engage through the abdominals. From plank, find your way back down to the mat, maybe coming through grasshopper, and particularly as we're thinking of shoulder release, you make sure that those shoulders stay above the elbows as you come through. Finding that low cobra, exhale back to child. Inhale up, kneeling mountain. Draw the left leg forward. Exhale, hands to either side of the foot, curling the toes under in the back. Begin to lift and lower that back leg. Maybe you're using props on either side of the foot. If you have short arms and long legs, that will be very helpful. As you're ready, that back leg extends. Drop into that right hip. Pull this crease, the hip crease of that left side towards that wall behind you. The front knee stays right over the ankle. Go ahead and raise that left arm up. Again, just stacking shoulders, reaching the arms straight up to the sky, maybe pressing through the base of the big toe of that front foot. Again, find this stretch across the chest. So top hand to sacrum or into that full bind. Again, neck release. Are you looking down? Are you looking up? Maybe you're just looking straight forward. What's right for you today? As you're ready, release. Cartwheel the hands down. Bring your front foot to the back, find plank. And from plank, come down in either kneeling plank or grasshopper. Back bend of choice. Come back into child. From child, curl the toes under. Meet me in downward facing dog. So knees will come up to rib cage. Let the back of the head come down towards the mat. Notice what's going on in your shoulders. If you have shoulder issues, wrist issues, maybe turn the hands, instead of the fingers facing straight towards the front edge of the mat, turn them outside slightly so that that pointer finger on each side is pointing towards the front corner of the mat. Draw the elbows in towards each other. Draw the shoulder blades up towards the hips, and then begin to pedal through your feet. Just back and forth here, move the body side to side a bit, lengthen through the sides of the body. As you're ready, inhale, heels rise, exhale, heels come down towards the mat. Check in for a couple of breaths. What is downward facing dog telling you today? And that next inhale, let that left leg, right leg rise high, right leg rises high. Gaze comes forward, foot comes through the hands, find your lunge, rise up into a high lunge. Hands to the small of your back, find a back bend, crescent lunge. So can you find length in the lower back? Again, that back bend right at the base of those shoulder blades. Open up across the chest. Deep breath in, arms rise up. Go ahead and take that opposite arm, hand to the shoulder, elbow to sky. So stretching through the left tricep now. Maybe you stay here. Maybe this right arm, palm out, thumb down, comes all the way around and reaches up and connects. Or you can use a towel or a strap to help you here. Or maybe that hand just stays right in that elbow insertion. Draw the belly in, ribcage soft. Maybe you lean a little bit to the side of that front leg, to your right side. And again, where is the gaze? Are you looking up towards that shoulder? If you move your gaze, balance will be challenged. Are you looking down? Are you looking straight? You decide. Unwind. Arms rise high. Exhale, hands come to either side of that front foot. Again, maybe with props, begin to straighten and bend that front leg. Find that hamstring stretch. So straightening to the point of tension. And as you're ready, extending that leg. So again, just finding the place where the hamstring stretches right, dropping into that left hip. Again, can the back of the head reach down towards the mat? How much length can you find in your neck? Maybe shake your head no. Maybe shake your head yes. Front knee comes over the ankle. This time, go ahead and bring the back foot up to meet the front. Sink into chair pose. Those hips draw back, pressing into your feet. Arms come up just in front of the ears. Body rises up. Find chair pose here. Soften the rib cage. Spine is in neutral position. Maybe those hips drop down a bit. Inhale, rise high. Mountain pose. Find your mountain pose. And then interlacing the fingers, draw the hands behind your head. Feet are hip width apart. So find that the heel comes to your instep, just pivot on that big toe. Pressing your feet down into the mat, gently turn your elbows towards the right. Can you keep your hips forward as the elbow comes back, and then maybe that back elbow lifts. Maybe that bottom elbow comes to the back a little bit more. And again, we're just looking for stretch all the way across the chest here. And as you're ready, release, let the hands come down. Finding a wrist release. Cup your hands, turn the palms backwards and inside out. Bring your hands all the way up, interlace the fingers awkwardly, hand behind the head. Again, pressing firmly into both feet, anchoring the hips. It's the abdominals that swing towards that back wall to the left. Maybe this is enough stretch. Maybe that elbow in the back rises as the right elbow draws down. As you breathe, breathe in and create space in the lungs. As you're ready, release. Exhale, hands come down. Cup the palms, turn the palms inside out. Hands rise all the way up. Exhale, find your first forward fold. So bend the knees a bit. Bring the rib cage down, let the head hang. Lift and lower the hips a couple of times. And then as you're ready, where do you start with forward fold today? How straight are those legs? Again, just working with your range of motion. How open is your back? Can you feel your hips getting a little bit wider? Separate those sitting bones. Hands to shins, rise up halfway. Exhale down. One leg back and then the other. Find plank. And so again, from plank, find your way down to the mat. Back bend of choice. Meet me in child. From child, curl the toes under. Meet me in downward facing dog. So again, just finding downward facing dog. Maybe you're turning those fingers slightly out. Insides of the elbows drawing in towards each other. Shoulders coming up towards those hips, away from the head. Go ahead and lift that left leg high. Draw the gaze forward. Use the abdominals as you tuck and bring that foot all the way through. And then from here, rise up, high lunge. Again, just finding the back bend, hands to the small of the back. As you press into the small of the back, just begin to open up across the chest. Feel the shoulders glide down. Can you soften the rib cage and draw the bottom ribs in towards the spine? Maybe that front shin comes a little closer to the front edge of the mat. Arms rise high. So now it's that right arm that bends, elbow to sky. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe your hand comes around. underneath, maybe fingers touch, maybe you're using a strap or a towel. Find your tricep stretch here. And if this is still not, very challenging, maybe you're very flexible, you can just tilt a little to the side, towards the side of that front leg, your left side. And if you want to challenge that balance, maybe find a different neck release. Maybe you look up, maybe you look down. One more breath here. Then as you're ready, release, cartwheel down, so the hands are at either side of the foot. Maybe you have props right behind the toes. Begin to straighten and bend the front leg. Finding the hamstring stretch through the front leg. So as you're ready, extend through that front leg. Back hip drops. Relax the upper body. Again, can the back of the head reach down towards the mat? Can you relax your jaw? Maybe soften your eyes under your eyelids if your eyes are closed. One more breath here. And as you're ready, moving the props out of the way, bring the back foot up to meet the front. This time, hands to shins, come up halfway. Stay here for a moment. Find neutral position of the spine, engage through the abdominals, keep them strong as you come down into that forward fold. And then pressing through the feet, bring that back up to parallel to the floor and then rise high. Mountain pose. Here in mountain pose, go ahead and take that left elbow to the sky, but bring it across the shoulder. And then take that other hand and just catch it at the fingers there. Again, maybe this is hard for you. Maybe it's better to have a towel or something to help you out here. Press into both feet, into drop that bottom elbow down. Really press with that left foot. Maybe the gaze goes up towards the arm. Nice deep breath in. Just imagine that you're against a wall behind you. The body is not leaning forward or back. As you're ready, release, unwind. The hands come down. Cup the hands, rotate through those wrists, bring the arms all the way up. Other side, so now it is that left arm, or right arm that's reaching down, left arm is coming back just to the shoulder now, right? So it's a little higher than it was before, and now elbow reaching. Yeah. Just holding. Reach, reach, reach. And release. Exhale, hands behind you. Press into the spine, open up. Breathe in, breathe out. Arms rise high, exhale, forward fold. Find your forward fold, drop your hips once, raise them high. Let the head drop down towards the mat, shake your head out no and yes. One more breath here. Begin to notice what's going on in the shoulders and the neck, maybe beginning to feel some release. Hands to shins, rise up halfway, exhale, come all the way down, one leg back and then the other, find your plank. From plank, come down to the mat. Inhale into the back bend, and this time maybe coming directly into downward facing dog. Stay in downward facing dog for a few breaths. Breathe in, breathe out, maybe adjust the knees a little bit. Let those heels come a little closer to the mat. On the next inhale, right leg rises high, gaze comes forward, foot comes all the way through, back foot comes up slightly towards the front, warrior one. So the back foot is on the outside edge of the mat, angled forward, front knee stays right over that ankle. Deep breath in, rise high. Go ahead and find a bit of a back bend. Again, drawing the rib cage down and in, engage the abdominal muscles. And then bring the right hand to the small of the back, left arm across into a twist. Deep breath in, exhale into a high twist here. Maybe this is right for you. Maybe you take this top arm, this left arm, and you bring it into a bind. One more breath here. As you're ready, release. Stay in warrior one, bring the hands out to the side. Right arm will come underneath left as you come into eagle arms. Can you keep your wrists relaxed so that you're not crunching your hands together? Elbows rise, forearms a little bit away from the face. Stay in that strong warrior stance in the legs. Tuck the chin just slightly as the shoulder blades glide down the back. Drawing the abs in, crunch forward, bow down. Inhale, rise high. 2 more times here. Lead with breath. As you're ready, bring those arms all the way up. Find your back bend. Exhale, take the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, drawing the elbows out wide. Hinge forward at the hip, drop the head down towards the mat. Exhale into humble warrior. Find the range of motion right for you. Maybe it's better for you not to have your arms up overhead. Maybe your hands are still pressing into the sacrum bone in the back. And that's just a better pose for you. Shake your head out, knowing yes. And then as you're ready, release. Let the head come all the way up. Arms come down. Head comes up. Find warrior one again. Exhale. Hands to heart. Back foot comes up to meet the front. Stay here for a moment and just check in. Noticing right side compared to the left side, the way the feet are connected, the length up and down the body, maybe even the energy flow up and down the body, the right side compared to the left. Taking a deep breath in, arms rise high, exhale, forward fold. Hands to shins, come up halfway. Exhale down. Go ahead and take your peace fingers, first and second fingers, hold on to your toes. Let your elbows come wide. Let the head drop so you can look between your legs. How much length can you find in your neck? How much release can you find in that upper body? Elbows are coming out to the side. As you're ready, hands to the mat. Go ahead and bend the knees as much as you need to do that. Hands to shins, rise up halfway. Exhale down. Find your plank. From plank, find your way to the mat. Find your back bend. And meet me in downward facing dog. So maybe downward facing dog feels a bit different now as well. Notice the right side of the body compared to the left. Let that left leg rise high. Gaze comes forward. Draw the foot through the hands. Deep breath in, rise up. Find your back bend here. Again, just notice what's going on. That back thigh still reaching to the sky. Front shin towards the front edge of the mat. And then go ahead and bring that left hand to the small of the back. That right arm comes across. Find your twist. Breathe in, breathe out. Find it here. One more breath here. As you're ready, release. Arms rise high. And then bring the arms out to the side. Left arm underneath right. Come into that warrior one stance. Palms are together. Wrists are long. Forearms away from the face. Bow forward. Inhale up. Again, find length in the back and in the neck as you bow forward. As you come up, stack those vertebrae one on top of the other. One more time. Coming all the way into that back bend, settle in, take a breath. Deep breath in, uncross the arms rise high. Exhale, shoulders over hips, hands come behind you. Interlace the fingers awkwardly, open up across the arms. Engage through the abdominals as you bow forward. Shake the head out, no. Shake the head out, yes. Breathe in, breathe out, find the stretch. Find your breath. As you're ready, release, unwind, come all the way up. Hands to heart, bring the back foot up to meet the front, mountain pose. Again, closing your eyes and checking in, just noticing right side compared to the left. Can you slow your heart rate down as well? Slow down the exhale. One more breath here. As you're ready, release. Shake everything out. All right. So again, feet hip width apart, finding strong mountain. Working our way into eagle. So those arms are out to the side again. Hands are just slightly underneath the shoulders. Okay. Go ahead and bring the right arm underneath the left, eagle arms. Then go ahead and sink into a squat on that right leg. Balance there, just kind of float that left foot. Maybe the foot comes up and over, wrapping the foot even around the leg. Again, just finding whatever expression of the pose is right for you. Maybe the squat comes a little bit deeper, maybe you open up a little more across the shoulder blades. Feel that neck lengthening as the top of the head rises. Unwind, release, shake it all out. So other side. Left arm underneath right. Stay here, sink into the pose. You're going to press into that left foot, float the right. Maybe this is as far as you go. Engage those abdominals. Maybe that leg crosses over, the foot wraps around. Can the hips sink another inch? Can you draw the belly in a little more? Can you lengthen through the neck? You're ready, unwind. Bring the hands down, shake it all out. Deep breath in, arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Shake your head up, knowing yes. Find the length in the neck. Find the release in the lower back, pressing the hip creases up, the thighs back. Hands to shins, rise up halfway. Exhale down, bend your knees. Bring your forearms to your thighs. Stay here, find as much length as you can. Bring hands to heart and come into a twist. So maybe it is a higher twist, or maybe it's a low twist. Just bringing that arm across that right leg. Hands together in prayer. Press the palms together. Can you engage through the upper back a little bit more? And in that, find a deeper expression of twist. One more breath here. Exhale, hands come down between the legs. Inhale all the way up. Find a back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Drop the hips, forearms to thighs. Extend through the spine. Deep breath in. Hands to heart. Find your twist. So now twisting over towards the left. Stacking shoulders. Can you stack your shoulders by using the muscles of the chest and drawing the pectoralis up towards the ceiling, rather than by yanking the shoulders or the elbows back? As you're ready, release, exhale, hands come to center, rise all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to shins, come halfway up. Exhale down. Bend the knees slightly, bring the forearms behind your legs. Can the hands hold lightly onto the Achilles behind the ankle there? And then press the legs back into the arms forward into the legs, create some traction. Again, let the back of your head reach down towards the mat. Find breath. As you're ready, release. As hands come down to the mat. Hands to shins one final time. Body rises up parallel to the floor. Exhale down, find plank, hold plank for 2 breaths. Just realign, draw those shoulders back towards the hips. Press the heels towards the back edge of the mat. Crown of the head reaching towards the front. As you're ready, knees drop, child to table. If you have a prop, bring that block wide on the mat. Come back into child. Again, just drape your wrists so that the heel of your hand is on the edge of the block. Fingers are coming down the block. Let the head drop. So as we come back into this pose that we started with, what has changed? What has not changed? Just noticing. Stay here for another breath. And then press into your hands and rise up. Bring the legs in front of you. Bring 2 blocks with you if you have them. You're going to sit on one block. Raise those hips up just a bit. Bringing your left leg on the floor, your right leg crosses over. Go ahead and bring your block back to the right. Shoulders square towards me. Take that right arm up and just cartwheel it back to the block. Shoulders still towards the front. Take a deep breath in with that left arm. Reach as high as you can. Now hinging forward at the hips, catch the elbow mid-shin. Reach the hand across the thigh. Find your twist here. So a slightly different twist than we began with. Maybe in this, finding a little more release across the upper back. Where is the gaze? Be intentional. As you're ready, release and come center. Unwind the legs, bring the feet forward. Hands, heel of the hands to the tops of the knees. Fingers down towards the shins. Find a seated cat here. And a seated cow. And release. So switch that right leg now down on the bottom, left leg across. Block is moved to the left side behind you. Shoulders square to the front. Find the sitting bones. Left arm cartwheels all the way back to that block. Right arm reaches to the sky. Go as long as you can. Hinge forward at the hips. Bring the elbow across the shin. And find twist. Breathe in, breathe out. Find it here. Two more breaths here. As you're ready, release, come center. Unwind, come off the blocks, bring the hips to the mat. Bring the blocks down towards your feet. Hands underneath the legs, come all the way down. Remove any hair clips or ponytails or anything that will get in the way of the head just resting on the mat. Start with knees bent, bring the arms out to the side. Give yourself a hug. You're actually going to cross one arm over the other, hold onto the shoulder blades. Let the shoulders draw down towards the chest. Tuck your chin just slightly, finding as much length as you can here. Another breath here. And release and unwind. Other side on top. So the other arm now on top again. Giving yourself the hug, reach all the way back to the shoulder blades. Let the shoulder blades come to the mat. Open up across the back. Deep breath in here. How much space can you create in the shoulder girdle, in the upper back, and up and down the neck? As you're ready, release. Bring the arms out into cactus. Turn your head side to side from the top of one ear up and over to the top of the other. Bringing head to center, extend the legs long. Find length in the lower body. Let the hips grow wide and flat, the heels heavy on the mat. Bring those arms up. Reach as high as you can towards the ceiling. Let the shoulders thump down as you exhale. Again, palms are facing in. Inhale as high as you can. Exhale, let go. One more time. And then as you're ready, let the palms come down to the mat at the hips, arms extended. Then just rotate palms up. Notice the way that the shoulders have settled onto the mat, the curves of the spine, the heaviness of the hips. Notice the orientation of the legs, the feet turned in or out, the heaviness of the arms, upper arms and forearms, backs of the hands heavy on the mat. Stay here as we think about letting go and how often that does come from exhaustion and frustration. This reminder from Come Away, My Beloved, written by Francis Roberts. Written as if from God to you. I do not intend to strip you of earthly ties, but I long to have you give me the center of your life, that my blessing may flow out to the circumference. My spirit moves not from the circumference to the center, but from the center to the circumference. So yield to me your inmost consciousness. Offer me not some random portion of your affections, but give me the deepest portion of your heart. Yes, that which seems to be your very life itself. In truth, it is so, for you yield me your life only as you offer me your love. Give me wholly your heart's affections, and I will meet your every need. Feel the breath moving through your body. Feel the release as you open your heart up to all that Jesus has for you. Exhaling out the things of this world. Expectations, commitments, material things, even possibly relationships. Feel God working from the center out. Gently bring yourself back to this time and this place, reconnecting to your breath, noticing the way that your body has settled onto the mat. Gently begin to bring movement back. Wiggle fingers and toes, rotate wrists and ankles. Turn your head from the top of one ear up and over to the top of the other. And that next inhale, bring those arms up and overhead and just reach as long as you can. And stretch right fingertips and left toes and left fingertips and right toes. And then as you're ready, draw knees in, roll over onto your side, supporting your head with one arm. Stay there for 2 breaths. On that next inhale, press into one hand, come up to a sitting position. Find your sitting bones again, eyes still closed. Check in one final time, body, mind, and soul. What has changed in this hour? What has stayed the same? That next inhale, draw the arms all the way up and overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart, bowing your head. Holy God, to whom else would we turn? You, Jesus, are the light of the world, the bread of life. You alone can satisfy. You alone can nourish us and provide all that we need. Jesus, as we let go of the things of this world, guide us with your Spirit. Give us the wisdom and the discernment that we need. And in that we thank you for the freedom we have to live in you. It is in the name of Jesus the Christ that we pray. Amen. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today.